Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling a really interesting, kind of provocative article by Kadir Kubashuk. It's called Alienation, Captivity, Origin.
Right. It throws out some, well, pretty wild ideas about humanity.
It does. And our mission here, for you listening, is just to quickly get the gist of this unusual perspective.
Yeah.
What's the core argument?
Okay, so it basically hits you with three main theses. First, there's the prison planet idea.
Prison planet, like Earth is a jail.
Sort of, yeah. A place of exile. Second, it argues we're physiologically mismatched with Earth, not really built for it.
Okay, and the third?
And third, the big one maybe, that our origins involve some kind of extraterrestrial intervention, alien anthropogenesis.
Right. Let's unpack that first one.
Yeah.
Prison planet. The article says our flaws, violence, messing up the environment, social inequality, aren't just like human failings, but the actual reason we were exiled here.
Exactly. It's a pretty bleak view. It frames these things not as problems we developed, but as inherent traits that got us banished.
So almost like built-in self-destruction.
Kind of, yeah. Evidence for the sentence, not just symptoms of being human,
Okay. Then the second point, we're not physically suited for Earth. How does that work?
Well, the article points to specific examples, like walking upright puts a lot of stress on our spines.
Right, I've heard that. But the article sees it as a design flaw for this planet.
That's the angle, yes. And think about our skin and UV radiation. Outside the tropics, we don't have enough natural protection. Higher melanoma rates are mentioned as, evidence.
Makes you think.
And there's also the energy cost, just keeping ourselves warm or cool. The article projects it could be, 18% of global energy use later this century just for climate control in buildings.
Wow. So it paints a picture of us constantly sort of fighting our environment just to survive comfortably.
Precisely, a constant struggle against the conditions here.
Okay, now for the part that sounds, really out there. Alien intervention.
Right. The hypothesis is some superior alien race actually bioengineered Homo sapien.
Engineered us. From what?
From primates. Manipulating the genome, basically, to create a species focused on labor. That's the claim.
A workforce.
Yeah.
And how would they maintain control?
Through chosen ones. The article suggests different figures in different eras, religious icons back in the age of Pisces, maybe.
And now?
And now, shifting towards tech elites in this age of Aquarius, people who push the agenda.
So the tech we think is our innovation
Might actually be provided, or at least guided, by this alien race, again, for control. It really makes you question where progress comes from.
That's a fundamental challenge to how we see ourselves. Okay, what about our ecological role? Or lack thereof?
Yeah, the article argues we're ecologically ineffective, maybe even harmful. It suggests if humans disappeared, species richness could actually increase, maybe 12–15% over a few centuries.
So we're not a keystone species.
Not according to this perspective. Microorganisms, pollinators, they're critical. But humans, dispensable, maybe even a net negative for biodiversity.
And how does this tie back to the alien idea?
Well, if we're ecologically dispensable and potentially engineered, it supports the idea of a temporary exploitative purpose, which leads to the next prediction.
The post-human era.
Exactly. Transhuman implants, humanoid robots for labor, synthetic beings, gradually replacing us.
Why? Is it just about efficiency?
The article frames it economically, that maintaining organic humans eventually becomes, negatively profitable compared to synthetic alternatives. Cheaper to run robots, basically.
So in this view, the age of Aquarius means most humans get replaced by biosynthetic beings or just machines.
That's the trajectory outlined, yeah. Still serving this supposed superior alien race, just in a different form. It's not exactly uplifting.
Definitely not. So let's pull these threads together. The article connects these three things.
Right. The prison planet idea, our physical unsuitability, and the alien engineering hypothesis.
To suggest humanity might actually be an extraterrestrial phenomenon, poorly adapted here, and maybe created for a limited exploitative run.
That's the core synthesis of the argument, yes. It's quite a narrative.
It really is. So the final thought for you listening. Consider our current path, technology, our environmental impact. If any of it lines up, even vaguely, with these predictions of control in a post-human future, what does that imply about our agency, our destiny?
It's definitely something to mull over, a very different lens to view our trajectory through.
Indeed. Food for thought. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.